31 days vegan, done. I just got the blood test results back and it's insane. I sent it to my whole family. I'm gonna go 31 days vegan and see what happens to my health before and after. I've been vegetarian for like 4 years, but the health benefits coming from being full-on plant-based, full-on vegan is undeniable. So I want to see what happens to my mood, my weight, and most importantly, my full-range blood test before and after going vegan. I definitely don't want to talk about like the moral or the ethical benefits of being vegan or the environmental, because that's like a separate topic. So I'm gonna focus mostly for this experiment on my health. So I'm gonna again measure my weight, kind of like see how I feel, and then most importantly, I already took the full range blood test, which measures I think like 51 markers, and see how those develop. I'm definitely gonna try to be like clean eating, so I'm gonna eat mostly vegetables, whole foods, not processed foods for the most part. So I'm not gonna be like going vegan and then eating Oreos every day and eating carbs all the time. I think for me, personally, I definitely want to see benefits from the blood markers that were out of range, and those markers were my ALAT, whatever that is, cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, lymphocytes, whatever that is, my non-HDL cholesterol, triglycerides, and my TSH. So I obviously went to the doctor about all of this. Those 7 markers that were out of range, they were too high for all of them, and they weren't like dangerously high. And she also did say like most of them are probably caused by genetics, but I definitely want to see how a vegan diet could impact this. Also, because the other thing I'm really interested in is to see how I feel and also my weight. So I have definitely been heavier than I want to be, or that I have in my whole life. So right now I'm at 78.3 kilos, which is much higher than my ideal ever since I got on Prozac. So I definitely want to see how going vegan could help me lose that weight. And also, as it says in my blood test, I have an underactive thyroid, so I'm gonna see if maybe a diet could help with that, because that's also helping or preventing me from losing weight faster. And I think like, yeah, if I lose weight during this month, I can't say for sure it's because I went vegan, because less calories eaten is obviously going to lead to weight loss whether I'm vegan or not, but I'm definitely going to see like how fast it comes off, because I think being vegan will definitely help me, for example, not eat chocolate or dairy, which is 2 of the things I really like to eat but I know are not good for me calorically. I feel like it'll be easier for me to eat healthy. Also, like, this whole experiment that I'm doing for 31 days is heavily inspired by The Game Changers, the movie. Such a good movie, which is why I went vegetarian all those years ago, and now I want to go vegan, because yeah, the health benefits were undeniable, and I want to see what it could do for me in just 31 days. And who knows, maybe I'll be vegan forever after this. Throughout this video, I'm going to be filming periodically, kind of updates on like progress I've been making. Also, I'm going to be trying to incorporate like little facts, science-based facts on the benefits of veganism on your health. And also I'm going to be sharing some yummy vegan recipes, because I consider myself a good cook, so I think I'll be discovering some good recipes. Yeah, I guess it's time to go vegan now. My first meal that I'm making as a vegan today is gonna be, linguine, tomato, spinach, and olive oil, and some seasoning. So let's make that. For the pasta, I'm gonna harvest some tomatoes from my own plant. So let's go get them. So 4 days into being vegan. So far it's been really easy, honestly. Like, I haven't craved cheese or dairy or anything, or eggs or anything. And yeah, I haven't had like any impulses to get non-vegan food or eat non-vegan food. I also feel really good, honestly. Like, again, I'm kind of sick, but I have a lot of energy. I don't know if that's like a placebo effect, but I do feel like I have more energy than I did last week, which is weird, but that could totally be a placebo effect. But it also could be because I'm eating less sugar, because as a vegetarian, again, I really like chocolate. And so yeah, feeling good. I like being a vegan so far. I've been working out every day, which I always do. And yesterday when I did Pilates, I felt super good. It's not like I lack energy, which I think is a misconception with being vegan. And so far so good. And I also feel lighter. Again, this might just be because I'm eating a little bit healthier now that I'm not eating dairy. But yeah, so far so good. I actually really like it. I'm back, 31 days vegan, done, and I'm not joking you, the results are insane. I genuinely, like obviously I'm gonna get into the results in a second, but I just wanna say like I genuinely started this journey, or like that's a dramatic word, but like this month being vegan, skeptical of what it could do for my health. Like I was definitely like, well, I'm already vegetarian, like how much more could it help? But it's crazy. Like I just got the blood test results back and it's insane. I sent it to my whole family. Yeah, and let me just like go over the results of my blood test. But also my weight, I did lose 1.7 kilograms, which is more than I was hoping for, to be honest. Like obviously I'm very happy about it because my overall weight loss goal is not even close to being accomplished yet, but I was definitely happy because usually I lose like 0.5 to 1 kilograms a month because I definitely try to go quite slowly so it's more sustainable. But yeah, I lost 1.7. I went from 78.3 to 76.6. The craziest part was like, so I still track my calories. I was not in a further calorie deficit than before intentionally, but what happened was like every day I was left with a higher deficit than ever before just because I wasn't allowed, quote unquote, to eat things like chocolate, which is definitely like my kryptonite. So what I was eating every day was so healthy but so filling. Like I didn't feel deprived or anything. So that was super enjoyable actually, and I'm super happy about those results. But more importantly is the blood markers, because that's actually insane what happened. So before I went vegan, I had, I believe, 6 or 7 markers out of range. Okay, I'm gonna start with the most relevant ones. Those are like directly from veganism. These are like proven to help. And these are the ones that shocked me the most. So first and foremost, cholesterol. So I think I said this in my first video. It was a month ago, so it's hard to remember and I didn't watch it to be honest yet. Yeah, when I first did my blood test, my cholesterol was high. That was definitely not expected. Then I did talk to my parents and everything, and apparently my whole family has high cholesterol. And also, so I went to my family doctor and I mentioned, you know, my blood test shows high cholesterol. And she was like, does your family have it? I said yes. And she said it's a lot to do with genetics and a little bit to do with like weight. And but she said like probably even if I lose weight, it won't change that much. Well, I did my blood test after going vegan for 31 days and my cholesterol went down by 20.26%. And so now I'm in a healthy range. I was before in a high range. So that was really crazy to me. But the more I researched about like what causes cholesterol, like what kind of foods, it actually makes a lot of sense. And again, I cited that I wanted to do this whole experiment because of the Game Changers movie. And I remember they discussed this as well, like how much healthier being vegan is just for like your overall blood health. And yeah, this was like crazy to have confirmed, but obviously really good news. And yeah. Similarly, for HDL cholesterol, which is like another type of cholesterol, it went down by 7.69% since my first test. And my LDL cholesterol went down by 19.94%. These are all like crazy numbers when you really think about it, because I was considered high before, and then just 4 weeks of eating vegan, I was able to lower. And the craziest part is like, it's not even, I told like a few friends of mine of this and they're like, oh, are you sure it's not because you're eating less sugar, for example, or blah, blah, blah. And for sure that, you know, I can't say this is 100% causation, not correlation, because this is not like a statistically significant experiment. But I think it's definitely interesting because first of all, when it comes to sugar, it's not even like I cut down on sugar tremendously. Like, yeah, I used to eat chocolate, but it wasn't like I was eating it every day. And even while I was vegan, I was eating like some canned fruit things, which were sugared. I couldn't find the non-sugar version. And I also drink orange juice sometimes. So it wasn't like I was like cutting down dramatically on sugar. So literally the only difference is pretty much dairy products and eggs. With non-HDL cholesterol, another type of cholesterol, went down by 24.82%. So all of those are really good things. And then let me just go through all of them actually. Potassium went up by 9.3%. Sodium went down by 0.72%. My triglycerides went down by 30.45%. And then this is really interesting. My TSH went down by almost 40%, 39.93%. This was the marker that was showing that I might have hypothyroidism hypothyroidism, and that actually went down. That I'm like not even focused on because I don't get how vegan diet would help with that, but like still kind of interesting. And then okay, the last ones I wanted to say was that my ALAT, this is like one of the biggest changes, went down by 42.86%, and I'm not even in like a healthy range now. I'm in an optimal range for that. And so ALAT apparently is an abbreviation for, oh gosh, alanine aminotransferase. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but apparently this measures an enzyme inside your liver cells, and it's related to amino acid metabolism, and it's basically shows it's a primary screening test for liver health. And yeah, so this went down a ton by being vegan. Yeah, now all 43 of my markers are in range or even optimal, and that's like a great feeling. So I am excited to say that I'm gonna continue being vegan. What's really funny is like the day after I took my blood test last week, after 31 days of vegan, I was like really craving pizza. So I was like, okay, let me get a pizza because I finally finished my month vegan. And I really was having the intention, like after I finished the 31 days, to continue being like 90% vegan, but still allowing myself to like eat pizza or chocolate like once or twice a week. But then I got, first of all, immediately after and the day after I ate that pizza, I did not feel good. Like I really didn't feel good. It just felt like super heavy, maybe because it was like a super greasy pizza, but like overall just didn't feel good. And it also like wasn't satisfying to my taste buds anymore. That was super interesting. It like wasn't as good as I anticipated it to be, or I remember being. But then yeah, I got my blood test back a few days later, and I was like, why would I go back? You know what I mean? Like, why would I go back? So I decided I'm gonna stay being vegan probably forever for my life. But I obviously, or not obviously, but I did make the decision that like probably when I go back home for the holidays or like to my husband's house, and I'm not the one cooking every meal, I definitely will be more lenient. Like I'll be okay if there's like an egg in a bread that I'm being given for dinner or something. So I'll definitely won't be like super strict about it when I'm not home. But since I am home like 99% of the year, I definitely am going to continue being vegan. I feel great. And that's the second part I want to go over. Like, yeah, I lost weight, and yeah, my blood looks awesome, and that feels amazing. But also, I just feel really, really good. I also have some mental health problems. I have really bad anxiety, OCD. And I won't sit here and be like, being vegan helped my mental health. To be honest, like, I definitely don't. I wouldn't say that. But I will say that, like, I feel like I had less crashes in my mood than I did when I was eating non-vegan. So like I feel like, again, like same with when I eat pizza, whenever I would eat dairy, I would feel like super bloated and like tired. Not necessarily like anxious, or my OCD wouldn't like flare up or anything, but I will say like after having gone vegan, I had more energy. But with more energy, I was able to, for example, get better workouts in, or wake up earlier, get really good sleep, and that as a result was able to alleviate some of my symptoms that I have. And I'm on medication as well, so like again, I'm not going to claim that vegan diet helps with any mental health problems, but I will say I felt better, not worse, if anything. So yeah, that's what happened when I was vegan. I really hope that like literally no one's gonna watch this probably, but I hope if you do watch this, the message or like the idea you get from this video is that being vegan is like a cool thing to try. I wouldn't say like, oh, be vegan, everyone has to be vegan, but I do think it's a super interesting thing to try, especially if you're having health problems, like maybe you want to lose weight, maybe your cholesterol is high, stuff like that. I really think it's super interesting to see how much that could change by maybe not even going full vegan, but going vegetarian or going vegan for like 80-70% of the time. I think that's something super cool that everyone can try. I think this is a super cool experiment. I did it for myself, not to push veganism on anyone, but I did really want to like document the results, because I think it's super cool and unexpected even for me, who's like a believer in vegan diet being super healthy. If you watched it all the way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm definitely like trying to build up this channel. This is my first long form video on here. I'm gonna be exploring more into like the health and wellness space, but also other spaces as well. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.